that's the fun part. We get to be
That-
part of the process.
That is, yes, that's why
I believe that we all came here for this time, this great awakening of, the collective consciousness on Earth. Everyone it's our job to help awaken those who might be stuck in the trap, or they're trapped imprisoned in their minds rather. So
that
help with them.
a tool for navigating that I came across last month, and it is to channel any emotion in your body. And I would say it's definitely very useful to feel emotions, but through this process, you're not trying to run from the emotion, you're actually feeling into it, but directing it. And so you'll tune into whatever emotion that that has come up, and you breathe through it through your diaphragm, through your solar plexus. And so, for example, each organ system has emotion held in it. The liver holds anger. And so if someone were to get angry, like, people have different mechanisms for kind of playing that out. But, perhaps some people will internalize that, and others will kind of explode. And both are valid forms of processing, but there's another way we can do this, where we breathe it through our liver and through our diaphragm. And with anger is a very hot energy, so it's kind of and just get excited, because that energy, that's passion. Anger is associated with passion. That's kind of the yin and yang of it. And if you can do this with any emotion and really just start channeling it, and the thing that happens with this, as you start to channel it through the breath, it just becomes raw energy. And then raw energy is creative energy, and then you can create with it. And so instead of allowing the emotion to trigger a pattern in us, and that pattern usually leads to a programmed response, or a patterned response that we would maybe go off on a trigger. Well, now we use our awareness through our meditative practices and whatever awareness practices you have to cultivate that. And you notice, oh, okay, here I'm getting angry. Instead of getting triggered, well, I'm just going to breathe and direct that energy. Now my state is completely different. I've reframed my whole emotional state. I'm clear, but I'm also charged up to take action on something that's going to be better for me and everyone on my dream team.
I like that. I like that tip, because I know for myself, I don't know about Corey and Sean, but being in school right now is just not exactly where I would want to be within my life. So if I have homework that I don't want to do or something, I do get triggered, and then I don't necessarily like those emotions or that about myself, but that is almost the 3D matrix of schooling rather. I'm just forced to be, I feel as if I'm being forced to just play out my college years or whatever, and I'd much rather be doing shit you're doing, just living your pure oneness life, doing exactly what you want to do, and creating wealth and creating success off of that. So that's why we started this podcast rather. But that's a good idea. I'm definitely going to try that, because I find myself every day getting triggered with having to go to class, having to do an assignment that's ultimately just it has an impact on me for the short term, but long term, it doesn't really mean anything. So I could channel that. It's usually anger. I just get frustrated. So I can channel that into being more creative, or just using that to ultimately I don't know what I'm trying to say, but use that anger, change it into creativeness, and then project my more happy state onto everyone.
Well, and, get creative with it, and depending on your environment, you can do different things. If you're in class, maybe it's not the most appropriate to start breathing really aggressively.
Yeah, no, definitely not. Trust me, I would love to start fucking breaking out the breathwork in class.
I mean, hey, that's all cool.
There's so much. That's the thing, though. It's I'm just surrounded by bots, I like to call them, on an everyday basis, and it's not necessarily their fault, but I'm just I find myself at this conscious point where I observe and am aware of everyone else's state of being, and that just it rubs me the wrong way sometimes, because I just want to be wake up, bro, come on, we don't gotta be doing this right now, man.
Well, just be grateful that you have the awareness of these things, and that patterns, and now you can redirect them through like these types of techniques. And say you're in there, like, so you're not going to be doing the breathing, maybe you can draw, you can doodle, you can do poetry, song, dance, whatever it is that like calls to you to move that energy through you. So because we don't need to hold on to it. That's the thing. It's like I do energy work with people, and when I do it, sometimes I will put myself in a state of receptivity where I can feel what's out of balance in their body, using my body as like a tuning fork, essentially, to feel. And the thing is, though, I clear all that out. I don't let that sit in my body because it's like their emotion and whatever. It's like I feel it so I can know what to work on, but then flushing it out. There's many techniques to do that. But yeah, getting all that energy moving in the body and just keeping yourself clear, keeping yourself grounded. 6 foundational principles like thinking, breathing, nutrition, hydration, sleep.
So when you say like the negative energy, right, you don't want to keep that in your body. I know personally, I'll try and get rid of that stuff through creativeness. Like I play the guitar a lot, and I try and just like get stuff out of my head, playing the guitar, drawing, etc. Do you have any like I know you said the Tai Chi. Are you moving that negative energy out of your body through breath work, Tai Chi, and any other ways, like visualization, just like mental clarity? You're kind of moving that negative energy out, bringing about positive energy. Like how have you been going about doing that?
I'll be around a lot of people, a lot of different energies. I come in contact with a lot of different beings on many levels, and I'm always clearing energy. I'm always moving energy. I'm always checking with my state, seeing how I'm doing, even simple stuff, just like just even little stuff like that with the breath can really just clear your field. I'll even just like this kind of stuff in my hair, like just get everything moving.
Get it off you.
Okay, yeah. We were watching, I was watching a documentary about the monks in Tibet, and they were showing like a secret yogic practice that they hadn't showed on camera. And like you just did, like that whole like wiping the body clean and having like a clean slate, like they were kind of demonstrating that. And I understood like where it was coming from, but I guess I didn't necessarily like put 2 and 2 together that they were cleansing that energy from their body and kind of just being the purest form of themselves that they could be.
Yeah, and then they were using that energy as like power, right? Because then they started, they were going like this, but then they were snapping their arm. It was making a loud like bang with their arm. Like no, you can't just like do that. Like I could do that, and there's no crackle. You know what I'm saying? What's up?
It's being directed through intention.
Yeah.
I was saying with the channeling the emotion, it's at the end of the day, it's just raw energy that has a signature, if you will, i.e. like the anger, the identity. But yeah, at the end of the day, it's just raw energy. And so we can channel that energy into anything.
Yeah, and that energy really does just go to whatever you decide to focus it on and what you're going to put it towards. Because I know one night where I was just so fed up with all the stuff going on in life, trying to like find an answer to it. And I was like, it's very confusing. So why don't I do this? And I went to bed. And I said, I choose to align myself with the true goodness in the world. That's what I'm going to do. And, not claim to know what that is, but try and figure it out along the way. And then just like the next day, I went to a concert with my friend, and we had an extra ticket. Our friend couldn't make it. And right when we show up, there's a girl who's crying that she lost her ticket or something. And here we are, we're able to do that and help her out. And I was telling my friend, like, it really is just what you align yourself with. It's going to come out in the world, what you put into it.
Right.
That's easy. When you get in the flow state yourself, when you're able to help yourself at all levels, then it allows you to help others. Like it's the same thing like with finance. Like you can't be poor and help other people financially. You have to be wealthy to be donating money to charity and stuff. The same way with energy, you have to be abundant in energy to be able to give that positive energy to other people. I kind of try and keep like a high vibe awareness at all times, just so like if I could offer a smile, like a word of encouragement or whatever to anybody, I feel like that little bit of positive energy given to them is just like very well received most of the time.
Yeah, that's something I try to do. Sorry to cut you off. I just try to give a compliment a day to a stranger. You know what I'm saying? Just
the more important aspect, I would say, is the energy behind the whatever action. So I've definitely been guilty of this, and so I'll share of doing things for people out of like a guilt-driven childhood pattern that was like needing to receive some sort of a validation. So that's just something I've experienced in that regard. But what were you talking about again? Sorry.
We were talking about just like giving energy to other people, like being able to offer positive energy, you know?
Yeah. So the intention behind whatever we do. And so I was like helping out in this guy's Airbnb thing, but I was like kind of like blown about it. He could like feel the energy. So it's like just being clear on, you know, for I believe it was Rudolf Steiner. He talks about like not, if you can't do something from a place of love, just don't even bother. Like you're better off just not doing it. You know, obviously there's like a situation to be helping somebody out, but it's like, can we really show up doing the dishes, you know, that bringing that state of presence and appreciation to everything we do and to our cooking and our food. That's why food carries like the energy of the people that work with it. And same with music, art, like you can feel the energy that was put into it. That's why I love art therapy. Because when you look at someone's painting, you can empty yourself and you can see what is and isn't in alignment in them, because it's all encoded into their creation. But it's the state we're doing. And so even you don't even have to say anything to somebody, but you can send them that loving, positive energy. But saying it to them is great too, as long as we can do that from like a place of authenticity. And there's, you know, people are freaking amazing. So there's tons of stuff like that you can authentically compliment them on, right?
Yeah, exactly.
That's like a lot of people nowadays on like social media. You'll see them, they'll like film a TikTok video and they're like, they find some homeless person and then they go buy them lunch or something or put them up in a hotel. And it's like, was the intention behind that action fully love-based, or was it more just to serve your ego and get a couple followers while you're doing it?
Well, and the reason I share that is because based on those two kind of directions, you will receive that which you put out. So whichever you're putting out, oh, I'm going to do this because like I love being a human being and I love just like helping people and like, you know, doing whatever. That's the energy back. But if it's coming from this place of like a trauma pattern, like in my situation, not everyone's going to have that going on. It just depends on, you know, their situation. But from that place, like you're going to get reflected back that exact energy. And you might not like that because it's like, you know, but that's part of taking responsibility for what you're creating. And just having fun in the process, though, because it's all, you know, a joke at the end of the
day. Yeah, it is.
Then one day you might need help and somebody's going to help you, and it's not going to be that authentic help. It's just going to be more superficial just for them and their ego. And you wouldn't like that in return. You would like somebody who truly wants to help you. Otherwise, you know, you shouldn't really get the help at all because it's not authentic.